is the biggest question that you want answered this offseason before they kick off in Brazil?
You know,
and 800-990-3776 on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee.
Here's why this day feels like it matters to me, right? I mean, you go from 100 to 99 days. You're talking about double-digit days. The season actually feels like it starts to be in grasp. You're talking about less than 2 months from training camp, and tomorrow will be 99 days until the Packers take the field against the Philadelphia Eagles in Brazil. And it creates a sense of urgency for me. And my question I need answered in the next 100 days is who the heck's our kicker? Who the heck is the Green Bay Packer kicker? And there are other things I want to see take shape. But this one in particular, I feel like the Packers have the biggest question mark with no ironed out plan. I look at what they're doing, having 3 kickers in these OTA training camp. And I doubt one of those guys actually comes into fall camp. I think it's going to be 2 guys that are going to be on the roster when training camp starts. But even Rich Bisaccia said to Jason Wilde, he said something to the effect of, look, it could be these 3 guys. It could be another 3 guys. It could be any one of those 6. When I hear that, I think that they're just literally pulling at straws to try to figure out, man, who's capable? Who is capable of being an NFL kicker in our building? Because this team, they're going to be in close games. They're going to be in games that matter. The margin of victory in the NFL is usually only 3 points. You're talking about a field goal. Those field goals are critical. And if we want this team to be a deep run playoff team like we think they might be, you better be able to have a kicker that can do it, because everyone else...
Just reliability more than anything, right?
Yeah.
I was very frustrated with Mason Crosby at the end of his tenure because he couldn't get a touchback, and if it was 50 plus, they wouldn't even send him out there half the time because it was cold. Now, he was dialed in even in his last season from 49 in, but I would have took that consistency, and I hate to even say that because I wanted him gone. I would have taken that consistency over what we got, even just 4 of 6 from 50 out? But that didn't matter. He was missing extra points consistently. He missed what?
He missed 11
kicks
he
in
missed
12
11
games?
kicks all year, and he was number 29 out of 30 who had more than 20 kicks for extra points.
And so when it comes to Anders Carlson, it's like, dude, it wasn't, even for Goody, it wasn't the time to be not bringing competition. He brought in competition too late, and now we're still having this conversation.
A stat that we would hear all the time in the special teams room is the play, the change of possession play that creates the highest likelihood of points is a missed field goal. It's not a punt. It's not a fourth down. It's not a fumble or an interception. It's a missed field goal. Why is that? Because the momentum swing is so great. And the field position tends to be pretty good, that it creates the highest level of likelihood points after a change of possession.
That's deflating too. Your defense probably got to stop, and you want to, after you see your offense march down the field, you want some points just for some momentum. Then you hop back on the field.
Guess what happened? What happened against the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs games? Anders Carlson missed the field goal, gave the momentum to the 49ers, because now they're saying, all right, we got the ball back and we're only down 4. We go down here and score, we take the lead, versus we go down here and score to tie up the game. It's a different mentality. It's an absolute momentum shift. And Brad, you know what? I know you're a little biased with the special teams, but I think you convinced me and Ben that this is high priority on what the Green Bay Packers are thinking about.
Brad knows this. I really was down on Anders from the beginning.
You were.
And from training camp, when everyone was talking about it, everyone was like, oh, he'll learn as these young guys go. It's a different position. Like, you either have the stones and step up and have confidence and knock your kick in, or you don't. And I fear that he was drafted because of the relationship with his brother and Rich Bisaccia, and they wanted to develop him. It's never a time to develop, and I know they thought it might have been not a year that they could have made it to the NFC Championship game, but they could have made a different plan in the season to do something different. Now, I think that's a big one, but hearing Jason Wilde with us, right, we asked him if he could talk to any player about anything. There was a lot of guys that came to mind. He said, I want to know what Eric Stokes is thinking, right? I want to see Eric Stokes as well, because everyone's recollection of Eric Stokes as a cornerback for the Green Bay Packers is what? He was a first-round draft pick. Some people think he showed a lot of flashes his first year. Some people didn't think he was that great. It's been a long time since we've seen him consistently on the field. Christian Watson's heading into his third year as a glorified first-round pick, picked really early in the second round with a pick from the Devontae Adams trade. We saw how efficient and effective he can be in 5 games under Aaron Rodgers, what he can do taking the top of the defense, his home run speed and his playmaking ability at times. We haven't seen consistently. You can go down the list. There are a lot of questions. I guess I'm throwing them out there because the biggest question is how good this defense will be. What does this defense look like without Joe Barry?
How does that transform? That's a big question mark, is this defense. I don't think it's as easy as just, we'll just flip the switch and be 4-3.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions, and you guys, you know what, I give you credit for putting a lot of questions out there, but here's the thing. There's the one big question that has to be answered because what we're talking about when it comes to a kicker, kickers are replaceable. When we talk about the defensive coordinator, bro, they are replaceable. That is what it is. And when we talk about the defense, or you talk about Eric Stokes, or you talk about Christian Watson, you talk about all those different things, all those guys, you've been able to find some sense of success without Eric Stokes out there. Now, him healthy, let's see what the ceiling is. Christian Watson, we're excited to see, he's healthy, we can see what he can do. But there's only one person on this football team that truly, truly matters, and that is Jordan Love, and that's his contract. That is the thing that I am most anticipating waiting to see. I believe that is going to get done. But until that gets done, we're sitting here waiting. We're not just waiting for the 2024 season. No, we're waiting for what your franchise quarterback's commitment is going to be to the organization. And that is the only thing that matters, because if you do not have a starting quarterback in the NFL, you do not have a real chance to win a Super Bowl. And that's why you have to get Jordan Love contract situation figured out. And that's why that's the most pressing need for the next 100 days for the Green Bay Packers.
800-990-3776. Want to hear from KBN Nation as we're 100 days away from the Green Bay Packers opener. Strophy, I'll get to you once you get the phone lines because I do want to hear from you. Did you even touch that?
I think I hit the mouse.
Oh, I was going to say, I didn't see you click anything.
So the mouse was hovering over the
buzz.
He's
I
ready
knew you
to
were going to
buzz
say
somebody.
something spicy.
I guess that is the biggest question. But when I think about the 100 days thing, I think we're all in the camp that Jordan's likely going to figure it out before, 25 or 40 days to go.
Well, you should hope so.
You should hope so. And if that is not the case, then my answer obviously changes what Kyle's is, right? That's the underlying thing right now. Let's go to Strophy here. Did we miss anything big?
No, I think Jordan Love is the answer. So well done by Kyle. Kyle, however, I heard you say something that caught my ear. And that was, you're waiting to see Jordan Love's commitment to the organization. Wouldn't you view it the other way around, what the organization's commitment to Jordan Love is?
Because he's still there.
Right.
No, I think it just shows the commitment that he has. When you sign a contract, you're saying that I am committing to this football team. I'm committing this, and I'm looking forward to hearing what the press conference is after he signs on a dotted line. But it is a two-way street. The Packers obviously want to be committed to him, but it comes down to Jordan Love and how soon he signs to display what his commitment is to the organization.
Alan in Milwaukee, 800-990-3776. How you doing, Alan?
Hey, how's it going, y'all?
Always good.
I'm gonna actually show Brad a little. I'm gonna actually show Brad and say that not having a kicker changes your game on a team more so than not having a quarterback. And being a kicker is the biggest jump from a first-year kicker to a second-year kicker. Because even just from a strength level, from a strength standpoint, college kickers are just not strong enough to kick like pros or, like pros. And that's why you never see a veteran kicker out there on the free agent market. So if you got a rookie, you got to let him get his feet wet, because you're not going to go out and find a veteran on the free agent market like you can a quarterback.
Alan, my man, giving specialists some love. I love to hear that. And
do you agree with him, though?
Well, I'm not sure it's strength. That's the biggest thing. That's a component of it, right? And that's part of that making the college to NFL jump. I think it's just a nerves thing. It's a confidence thing. I'm not going to lie. My first year in Carolina, as a rookie, I was way up and down. I was not a polished NFL punter. Usually it takes a minute. So I give specialists 1 season. I will give you 1 season. That's why I expect Anders Carlson, if he is the kicker, to be that guy now. There's no more time to waste. I'll give you 1 year, but after that,
then what's the length of time?
What do you mean?
Is it when does he have a when's the other
season.
Yeah.
Whoever the best kicker is, they should take. But if he is the guy that wins the job and it's week 1, 8 games in, if he's not 88% and 96% on extra points, and you like the ball flight, and you like his kickoffs, kickoffs are going to matter more than anything too. Can you place it exactly where you want it to be placed? Be able to contain the returner. So if he looks like a 10 to 16 ranked NFL kicker, good to go.
Did you said polished, right? You didn't feel like you were polished. Was that the same thing with Carlson? Did he not look polished, or did he just look incompetent?
It's
All
hard
the
to
above.
Well, I don't see him at practice, so I don't know.
Hey, 6 for 7 today.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, frog in the throat.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, he did that, Mr. Irrelevant today.
6 for 7 today for Anders. Missed a 51-yarder kicking into the wind.
And we're supposed to celebrate preseason results.
Yes.
He missed a 51-yard kick
that man for missing a kick at practice last year.
And
when he wore your Aaron Rodgers chest,
and guess, but
you killed that man.
But guess what's going to happen though? Even with me not there or whatever report happened, like I'm not going to celebrate 6 for 7 once. I will celebrate 6 for 7 if we hear reports the next 2 weeks that he's making kicks. You can't just go one day, oh, Anders is great all of a sudden. You need more than that.
I can't believe I backed up Anders Carlson.
Yeah, way to go.
Your mind.
Sorry, Durst.
You lost your mind.